What with all players nowadays only thinking Call of Duty series and the Halo series being the main center of attention of online games, they are wrong. If we've forgotten, Counter-Strike was the true and one and only multiplayer sensation to spark off innovation for millions of other games today. Counter-Strike was the game to invent the term noob, to be shown off by millions of other gamers today. So Counter-Strike was made by two guys back in 1999 as one of the most popular mods from the incredibly popular 1998 game Half-Life. It eventually evolved into being one of the most popular computer games, and then became a retail game with millions of players using it every day. Counter-Strike focuses around counter-terrorist versus terrorist gameplay in small arena-style maps. Each character selects a team and then a weapon by using a buying menu with in-game cash. Cash is earned throughout a round by either completing certain objectives. For the terrorists, it's either holding hostages, planting a bomb, and so on. The counter-terrorists usually have to rescue the hostage, or defuse the bomb. If at one point one team eliminates the other team wins. With hundreds of people playing Counter-Strike every single minute of the day, and with hundreds of other mods created for the game, it's pretty unbelievable what two guys could spark off. But when they sparked this off, it was in 1999. Is it still really the flare it used to be? No. For the graphics aspect, it's pretty outdated. This game was built on the Half-Life engine. Half-Life used the Quake engine. Quake came out in 1996. Half-Life came out in 1998. This came out in 1999. At that time, it wasn't a bad deal. Nowadays, you're pretty much running on 12-year-old technology. It's pretty impressive that it still holds up to today. So animations are a bit jerky and they look somewhat unrealistic. For the most part, they're somewhat acceptable because they were a little bit ahead of their time. For the most part, they could have been updated, so that's why they developed Counter-Strike Source. Graphics aside, there's a quick chat available. You can either use the quick chat to communicate with your teammates and set up tactics, or you can use a microphone through Steam. In Counter-Strike, communication between you and your teammates is invaluable. Considering the fact of the mix of realism and arcade in this game, it's pretty unbelievable how much you'll need this. The overall build and gameplay of Counter-Strike is very fluent and very fast-paced. As I mentioned, the game has a sense of realism because you can't withstand more than a few shots, even wearing full armor. Also, the arcade aspect is considering how fast you run in this game. It's kinda nice that they decided to mix Counter-Strike. I guess that's why this game is so reputable. The main innovation that I've seen in Counter-Strike besides the gameplay mistakes was how if you die, you do not just miss one. You're out until the rest of the round. Rounds usually last between 3 to 5 minutes, depending on what the server set them to. So, if you die, you're pretty much stuck waiting till the end. The whole process of buying weapons, armor, and equipment is very user-friendly, even to some of the novice players. This will give you an incentive to keep playing the game, even though it's very difficult. All the numerous mods, including bots and different maps, help bring content levels up to an unbelievable level. Counter-Strike doesn't have exactly the best graphics, but it has decent sound, unbelievable gameplay, and an unbelievable amount of content. So for $5 off of Steam, this is definitely a deal for you if you're an FPS fan. Counter-Strike is currently being used in hundreds of different tournaments all around the globe. Also, there are millions of clans you can join if you wish to get better. But if you're the single-player type, and you want something like Counter-Strike, I'd recommend Counter-Strike Edition 0. I haven't played it, and I do not own it, so I can't speak from that. But, from what I've heard, it's pretty much just a single-player conversion of Counter-Strike with bots and a campaign story. So in the end, for $5 off of Steam, you can get just plain Counter-Strike, or you can buy the Half-Life 1 Anthology, or you can just get the Counter-Strike Anthology. Whichever one you pick, each one of those deals is definitely worth your time, your money, and your attention. Counter-Strike gets a 9 out of 10. Very innovative for its time, and still pretty fun.